At Tallgrass Business Resources, we have ergonomic fitting rooms in both our Cedar Rapids and Coralville locations. Stop by. The ergonomic fitting room is a resource for you to come and find an ergonomic chair that will support the way you work. Come in for your fitting at Tallgrass Business Resources. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the adjustments of this Steelcase EMEA chair, and what we're seeking to do is get you into what I call a ergonomically neutral position, where the chair is providing you support in every way that it can for the work environment, which these days generally means computer work. So I'm going to take you through what I consider to be a logical progression of the different adjustments, and then we'll see how it feels at the end. The very first adjustment is over on your right. This lever here on your right is the pneumatic seat height adjustment. And what you want is you want your feet to be flat on the floor, knees at 90 degrees, coming back to the hips in the chair. So to have it go down, you just release it. Have it go back up, you relieve your weight from the chair and have it follow you up. And you just want that 90 degree at the knees. The only variable on this is sometimes for you, if you wear different size heels, a problem I don't have. But if you wear different size heels to work in a given day, that might change that just a little bit. But generally, that's a setting that you'll leave static most of the time. The second adjustment's over on your left side, and that's your seat depth. Not all chairs have this adjustment, but the seat depth it just slides back and forth. And the seat depth is so that you don't feel like you're falling out of the chair. You know, you have the support that you need. But the other thing is you don't want the chair to be coming too close in underside of the leg and cutting off blood flow. So right now it's pinching in, so you're going to want to carriage the seat back a little bit, just so that you can fit at least an arm thickness between the back of your leg, again with your feet at 90 degrees. I think that's perfect right there. The next adjustment has to do with the lower back support. And on the EMEA chair, the lumbar, rather than the actual structural back of the chair moving up and down with its fixed lumbar pillow changing positions, this one, the back stays static, but your lumbar pillow is adjustable with these two tabs. So what you want to do is make sure that you're all the way back in the seat, pressed up against the structure of the back, and you want to move that lumbar pillow so it's right at the small of your back. If it's too low, it's going to kind of hit the base of your spine and feel like it's pushing you out of the chair or making the chair shallower. If it's too high, you're going to kind of feel it up in your lower rib cage, which is not comfortable. So you want it what I call kind of right above belt line, right in the small of your back. And the way to feel like that's properly set is if you just lean back a little bit and make sure your lower back is in contact with the chair, it should push right into the small of the back.
Okay.
The next adjustment is back tension. And you want to set the back tension so that it will float easily but not fall away from you. You want to feel support but not feel like you're limited from being able to lean back. So this round knob in front of the height adjustment is a tension adjustment. If you roll it forward, it'll make the back stiffer. And if you roll it backward, it will be easier to move back. And again, you want to get it to that point where it just easily floats back and forth, but doesn't feel difficult either way. And it's strictly a matter of upper body height and weight in terms of how much tension is on that. And that's, does it feel like you have a little bit of float, but you don't have to push on it?
Yeah, I can feel it's easy to push back, but it's not like I'm falling back.
Okay,
so, yeah, that's
good.
Great.
The only time that people need more support, though, is if they're going to have a long period of time at the keyboard. And that's when a lot of people, or sometimes, will crank up the tension on their chair, but what it does is it takes away that ability for motion. And so what this chair has is a little lever back below your right arm, and it's a back lock. And if you flip that forward, now you push back, you'll notice that it won't go back at all. This is a good way to have long periods of time at the keyboard because you can sit in that ergonomic position, flat feet, 90 degrees, hips back in the chair, shoulders over the hips, and push against that back structure. And now you've made it so that rather than the only thing supporting the structure of your spine being the back muscles, now the actual chair structure is supporting that spine, and you'll be less likely to fatigue. So if you push back just a little bit, just slightly from your feet, and push your shoulder blades back just a tad, Now the chair back is supporting you.
Sure, yeah, I can feel that.
Good. So the last few adjustments really are in the arms. You've got, this chair has independent height adjustment, independent width adjustment, pivot, and depth, all in the one arm. The first thing is to adjust the height, and the height of the chair arm is so that your arms can drop easily from the shoulders. They're not being pushed up above natural shoulder line, and there is support as opposed to having no arms at all. So you want your elbow to feel supported and yet feel relaxed across your collarbone and shoulders.
Okay.
Once you've got that adjusted, the next adjustment is the width. And right now, because the arms are the full width right now your arms are out.
Okay.
And what the width adjustment allows you to do is bring the chair arms in so that it's a natural drop, more straight down from your body instead of out, just like that. And that way you aren't reaching out for that support. The next thing is the arm angle. And rather than just having the arm out here and your only contact point being the elbow against the padded arm, what the angle allows you to do is to bring that support through the underside, or the soft part, if you will, of the forearm, so that as you converge into the keyboard and the mouse, which they're generally not out like this, it allows you to have support all the way in. Then the last thing is seat depth. And the arm depth. The arm depth is really more a factor of how you interface with the front of your work surface or keyboard mechanism. Some people pull very close up, and therefore the arm would limit you from being able to pull up, and then you can push it back so it doesn't, but still have that angle and support. Or if you are up on your desktop, then you're more likely to have it forward.
Okay.
So what we've got here in this, having it gone through all those adjustments, is what we consider to be an ergonomically neutral setting. A good chair, a good ergonomic chair, and a well-adjusted chair handles a great many of the potential problems in terms of worker health and worker safety. There are other factors, as I mentioned, that might change seat height. Also, if your desk height is way too high, you would need a footrest. But in general, the chair can deliver the most ergonomic benefit when properly adjusted.
Yeah, and I could definitely feel a huge difference after it's been fitted to me and fitted to my needs. I can feel like I'm getting more out of the chair, more support, which I didn't know before. So thank you very much.
Great.